Hello everyone and welcome back to my channel. I'm Rebecca Louise of Rebecca Louise Knits, and in this video I'm going to be talking about Yarndale, which is a yarn show that took place just this last weekend at Skipton's Auction Mart up in Yorkshire, and I was lucky enough to go there and do both Saturday and Sunday. So firstly, I'd actually like to apologise because I did mention in my podcast, which went out last week, that I was going to try and do some work on my Instagram story while I was there, and unfortunately that didn't happen, and so I'm very, very sorry about that. And I also didn't get as much footage as I would have liked, which would have been included in this video. And that was all due to the fact that there were so many people at Yarndale on the Saturday especially, and then even the Sunday was also quite busy, so I wasn't able to film as much as I could, and that was just due to the fact that I couldn't really do the vendors' stalls any real justice because there were just people absolutely everywhere, of course, shopping and seeing what it was all about, so it didn't really feel right to film as much as I would have liked to. But I do have some footage that I did get there of some stalls when they were a little bit quiet, so I will be showing you those. I'll also be talking about my experience, how I thought the show went and what I liked about it, and I might highlight some vendors as well. And I'll also be showing you what I bought. So this video is going to include my Yarndale haul. So to crack on, I'm going to show you first. No, actually, I'm gonna talk about the show and what I liked about it. So, Yarndale, it's one of the biggest yarn shows in the whole of the UK, and I was very, very excited to go, and I got the weekend ticket because I wanted to give my time to see and do everything that I wanted to do. I have been there on previous years. I went in 2023 and I only did half a day, and that was a lot, so I was glad I was going to get to spread it out over 2 days because it is a very, very big show and there is so much to see. So it was amazing, in a word. Like I said, there was so much to see, and like I said, very, very busy, so it certainly had that show buzz that a lot's going on, a lot is happening, and it was really, really lovely to see a lot of my favourite makers. I saw some lovely people who I've been following on Instagram for quite a while as well, so that was lovely, and of course getting to see some of my favourite brands. Yeah, so it was a really good show. It was very hectic, and I'll be honest, there were times where I got quite overwhelmed because you want to see everything, but at the same time it is overwhelming because there's just so much. It was quite an oversensory moment, if I'm being totally honest, but I managed to wade my way through, and I also got everything that I wanted to get once I'd looked at who was going to be exhibiting there. So I got everything on my list and I didn't overspend, which was actually amazing because normally I do when I'm at a yarn show. Anyone who comes with me will tell you that I can have a habit of going a little overboard, but I'm maturing clearly because I didn't this time, and I just got all the little bits and pieces that I wanted to get when I was there, and a few little treats as well. So talk about vendors. Who did we love? As a special treat in my eyes, because they aren't a UK based company, was Stephen and Penelope there, which was absolutely lovely. And one of the girls working that stand was very, very lovely and complimented on both my days and both of my outfits, which was really lovely and very fulfilling because I'd worked very hard on making the pieces that I wore. So just to give you some insight there, the first day I wore my clematis sweater by Emma Knits, and I also had on the scrunchy bag by Loopy Studio, and then my matching wrist warmers that I made with the leftover Ching fibre yarn, which came with the kit for the scrunchy bag. So everyone was on about me matching and stuff like that, which was lovely. And then on day 2 I wore my framed, which I'm also wearing now. This is by framed by Drea Renee Knits, Andrea Mowry, who's an absolute amazing designer. And I also wore the framed cowl, which is also by Drea Renee Knits as well. So everyone was saying that I love your double framed, which was really lovely, because like I say, we take so much time making these pieces. It's really lovely to be around other people in the community who appreciate them, and people were asking me about it, which was really lovely to talk about as well, and the yarns I used and how I liked the pattern and everything. So yeah, that was really great. And another store I had an absolutely lovely conversation with, I'm so sorry, I don't know her name, but it was Botanical Yarns, and we had a lovely little chat about framed, and she even took my picture, which was really lovely. And again, it was just a totally gorgeous experience. Another store that I really loved was Needle and Feather. She had these absolutely beautiful they were colourwork tile blankets. Oh, and they were absolutely beautiful, and I did buy a pattern, which I'll show you later in my haul from her and give you a little bit more insight on what it is she does. Also below, I'm going to link basically everyone that I interacted with and everyone that I picked up a card and had interest in their stall, although of course there would have been so many more there, because I did only manage to interact with a few people and also get an overall picture of what they had on their stall as well. So very, very long day, and even now trying to think about everything that I saw is getting a little different because it's all merging into two. So I apologise for that. Oh, someone else that's just remembered that I would like to highlight, who is absolutely lovely, was the lady on Ethel and Joan, who just had the most beautiful resin products like buttons and these magnetic dishes that you could put your tapestry needles on and stuff like that. And she had these beautiful bags which she's self-drafted and hand-painted herself, which were just absolutely exquisite. And I did get one, which I was really happy about because I'd seen them on her website, and I was like, I think this is the project bag that I've been looking for over a year. So with that in mind, let's crack on with the haul and I'll show you all the goodies that I got. Okay, so first of all, why not the bag? Here she is. She's absolutely gorgeous, and like I said, hand painted. And when I saw this, there was another one that had purple and pink, but I saw this and it purple and pink and like peach and cream, and I just loved how it sort of looked like clouds almost, and like, yeah, it was just lovely. The brushwork's really beautiful. And so here it is. This is the bag by Ethel and Joan, and it's got these super long drawstring straps, which she even told me while I was getting it. She said you can cut those down and make them as short as you want. It's got this lovely handle here, her label of course, there you go. And then the inside is what really caught my attention, because she's got this little metal ring included on a little piece of elastic, so you can attach all your tools, stitch markers and stuff on there. And then inside she's got a big pocket, and then on the other side she's got these, oh no, one second, yeah, that's another pocket there, and then there's two more here. I'm not showing this very well, I can't get it open. There's two more here that are slightly smaller, which would be good for tools, and I was thinking like needle tips for when you're changing them and you need another size would be great. And yeah, we just had a really, really lovely conversation. And as well, once I'd bought the bag, she also gifted me these very, very cute little yarn stoppers, which are little bats, which don't want to focus. There we go. And so they're just these little bats, and I thought they were so cute, and she let me pick out which ones I would like, and I thought they were just really adorable. Plus it's Halloween nearly, so I thought it would be really nice to get some little bats. And yeah, I cannot wait to fill this up with all my projects, and I'm really, really excited because I've wanted a project bag for the best part of a year, and I just couldn't find one that I liked, but I thought it was brilliant and completely built in with all the utility as well, so you can just put everything that you need in here. It's not going to get lost or put at the bottom of the bag, and hopefully rummaging at the bottom of bags for stitch markers or whatever will be a thing of the past. So that's great. Okay, let's move on to what I also bought. So this is a very interesting product. This is from Ducky Darlings, and if you've ever seen them at a show, you'll know that they always have their little knitting machine which makes knitted tubes. So normally what you make with that is socks and stuff like that, but they make quite a sizable. So that's the width of the tube right there, because this is all folded up. And yeah, so they make these tubes, and I'd seen them at a show earlier this year in August, and they explained the idea to me why they were selling the tubes. And the whole point is that basically you can make socks with them, because let's say they've knitted up the body, so the leg and the instep are like done. So what you do is you put in a safety line, obviously, and then you make a hole, and you can put in heels and toes and then cuffs. And so you can make your own socks, and you just need to do all those accent pieces to it. And I have a friend who was at me at the yarn show last time. She couldn't come with me to Yarndale, unfortunately, but we had decided that we were going to get one, because the lovely lady on Ducky Darlings told me that you can get at least 4 socks, as long as the leg obviously isn't super long. So my friend Siobhan, that's the, why can't I think of her Instagram? The Yarn Owl. Anyway, so, and she thought, oh my god, like I could like learn how to knit, because she does mostly crochet, she's a crocheter, and so she said I could learn how to knit doing this. And I was like, yeah, because all the techniques are in a sock. Like you learn so much doing a heel especially, and a toe as well. It's all those decreases and increases and stuff, so you learn quite a lot when you do those small sections on a sock. And I was like, it wouldn't be too long or demanding either, because it's such a small section to knit. So what we thought was it'd be lovely if we could have matching socks, because we'd get 4, so that's 2 pairs, and then we'd have matching socks. She could also get a little knitting knowledge in, which would be fun, and I was so down for it. I love anything different when I'm at a show. The ideas that some people come up with, I'm just amazed by, because I'm like, look at you, you're doing it, you're finding something different, and this is absolutely something different because it's all wrapped up. This was absolutely beautiful, the colours that I picked out. It's got some really lovely purple, orange, yellow, just those really gorgeous autumn tones. And of course, I knew I'd be going to add a heel and a toe. So I needed a mini, and so I needed to find a mini that would go with these colours. And I think I did a really good job, because the Crafty Birdie had, or is it the Crafty Bird? Again, mentions were below. Sorry if I'm not getting anybody's names right. Had a little basket of minis for £3 at 20 grams, and I snagged myself one. This absolutely gorgeous dark red, and I just thought it would be perfect with these colours. So that is something to be getting on with. And as well, the sock blank, which was, I think, what we are calling them. No, it's a sock tube actually, and it's in a 4-ply in a merino nylon. So merino at 75 and nylon at 25%, and yeah. And it is actually worked up on their vintage knitting sock knitting machine, which I think is just brilliant. And so also it comes with instructions when you buy one, which shows you how to put in the heel and how to put in the toe. So I couldn't be happier, because now I've even got an instruction plan of how to help my friend do it, because explaining it may be a little bit difficult, but I was very, very happy with this. And I was so happy that we got a gorgeous colour, because there were a few to pick one, but this had the most sort of different tones going on. So I tried to get that right away. So I'd done that, I'd done my job, I'd gotten the sock pack, so me and my friend will be doing it together, so that's going to be loads of fun. And I'm sure I'll talk about it more in my podcast, because it will be a whip. So yes. Okay, next for day one, I'll do this. This is a very little sweet thing that I got. I got a little, it's a Miffy inspired stitch marker from Unwrapped Yarn, which was sharing their stall with botanical yarns, and they just had some absolutely gorgeous pieces. But I saw a Miffy and I absolutely loved it. I thought it was so cute, and just a really nice little sweet stitch marker as well. So I got that. That was lovely. And the next piece I want to talk about was very, very interesting because I got a real bargain on it. So this is from Barton Wool. As you see, again, I've really been loving those sort of purple and autumn tones, which are very, very lovely. Oh my gosh, this is absolutely beautiful. So the lady on Barton Wool we started talking, and she was telling me about how it works, and everything on their store was like reared from their own sheep, and then they send it away to get it dyed and processed and everything, and then it comes back and then they sell it. And then she said to me, everything on the stall today is £10. And I was like, what, £10 really? And she was like, yes, absolutely everything. So naturally I started looking at the colours, and I picked this one out, and I thought it was just really, really beautiful. It had so many different colours going on it, going into it, because it really is this really lovely sort of muted rainbow, but still got those whites coming out as well from its original colour. So I thought it was beautiful, and £10, I couldn't believe it. Thank you, Barton Wool. Like, it was a real treat to get a whole hank of yarn for just £10. It is an Aran weight, and I'm not quite sure how many meters it is, but I'm guessing I'm hoping at least 100 in there, because I do have an idea for what I'd like to make with it. But before I tell you that, I'm going to show you what I'm going to be holding it with, because I thought these colours would be so beautiful with a mohair as well. So I hopped along over to Along Avec Anna, who I've seen at quite a few shows, and I do know that her mohair is just absolutely beautiful. And so I got her I got her silk mohair in Amethyst, and it's 72% fine kid mohair and 28% mulberry silk at 210 meters. And I just thought these two held together would be beautiful. It's going to give this a really dark halo, which I'm going to really enjoy, and I think it's really going to go with those berry tones that are here in the wool, these really, really dark purple shades. When I saw it, I thought about going lighter. I was actually thinking, oh, I'll go and see what pink shades that she has, but then I saw the amethyst and I just thought of those purple tones in the skein that in the hank that I'd already bought, and I was like, no, let's go dark. I think it's going to be really, really gorgeous. And I also got a little pin from Along Avec Anna as well, which says yarn lover. Nothing wants to focus. There we go. Oh, sorry, not yarn, wool lover. It says wool lover, and it's in this really cute heart. And yeah, so that was lovely. Don't ask me how I forgot about this, because that is actually quite amazing. Yes, absolutely gorgeous bat of spinning fibre. I can't believe it's because I didn't have it in front of me. Can you tell I'm a visual learner? This is a lovely, absolutely gorgeous fibre bat by Lucy, I think, Galt Textiles. This bat is called Hints of Spring, and it contains Corriedale and rose fibres. It comes in at 83 metre. It comes in at 83, I'm guessing grams. It says weight and then it says 83, and this was £10, which I thought was an absolute steal, because I just thought it was gorgeous, and it's tied up with this lovely little bow and its tag. That's everything from day one. That's everything that I got on day one. Like I said, pacing myself. I was pacing myself. I was taking all of it in, and yeah, I was seeing how I was getting on. I did not want to spend up all my money on the Saturday. I was really, really conscious of that because I knew there was going to be more that I would see on Sunday that I hadn't able to see due to it being so busy. So day 2 did arrive and I went in a little later. I'd gotten there right for 10. I went in for when it opened on the Saturday, and I thought I'd leave it a little bit to give myself a little bit of time in the morning, and I went in a little later and got there around 12ish, which wasn't too bad. Like I said, still busy on the Sunday. It may have been a little less busy in those earlier hours, but I still did manage to get a few more pieces that I'd had my eye on and had a little think about. And then as well, whatever took my eye that next day. So one of the first things I got, which was, because I had seen people using them already, which was this year's Yarndale tote sort of shop bag, which as you can see is quite thick on the sides. It really does open out. So it is Yarndale, and it has one of the Yarndale sheep on as well, which is lovely. And yeah, I thought this would make a really lovely yarn shopping bag when I'm out and about and at yarn shops and stuff like that, because very big in size, and it's just lovely to get a little bit of merch as well from the show. And as well, that money that you use to pay for this goes back into the show, so it's always nice to know that you're contributing to more amazing yarn shows in the future. So I got the Yarndale bag. Then as well, I'd seen some really lovely earrings. There was a really beautiful stall there which was Lindsay Walters Jewellery. And if I zoom in, she has all these really beautiful pieces made out of felt. She had badges and necklaces and earrings. And I got these gorgeous little these cobalt blue felt heart, which I just thought were really, really cute, and I just absolutely love that colour, if you don't already know. So that was another store that was lovely, and she was very nice, and we had a lovely chat. So those are the first 2 things that I got. I did also I got a little ball from Toft. Is it Toft or Toff? Which was lovely. You also got to see her name on Instagram is Peeping Goat, who was working the stall, so that was really lovely, and I got to say hello to her. And I just got this really lovely sort of muted brown colour, and I thought I'll give it a go, make something little with it, because it felt so soft. So I did only get the one, and I know it's really maybe silly to just get one piece, 25 grams at 55 meters, but I think I'll make something nice and cute, maybe like a little keyring or something, because of course all the work at Toft is it's Edward Menagerie, isn't it? All the animals and all the different small amigurumi pieces. But yeah, I think I'll make something little like that, very, very cute. And I just thought it'd be nice to get maybe a little bit more yarn, because I hadn't gotten much really. Second thing I've got is, I mentioned Needle and Feather, and I got this absolutely gorgeous pattern from her. So it does say year by piece December. Now what that was, she did have it displayed, which was a total of 12 of these tiles made out of 9 smaller ones to make up a whole year, and she had it all by month. And I thought, oh, that's absolutely lovely. But we got talking, and she said, you know, you don't have to make the blanket though, it's the perfect size for a cushion or small thing or something smaller like that. And I just thought that was sweet, and my birthday is in December, so I got the December one, which was lovely. And she just has, yeah, really, really beautiful patterns and colour work out of this world. I really did love all the things that she had on display, and yeah, again, absolutely lovely. And again, it was just so nice to speak to people about like yarn and like what we love to make with it. It's very, very fulfilling going to a yarn show when you love it as much as like I do, and like everything that I love about it, because everyone else enjoys all the same stuff. So it's very, very nice. I did also go to one of the talks, and I wanted to recap what it was about, because I think it was, I'm sure the talks are in here somewhere. And 17. because the talk was very, very interesting. Here. So I made it to the talk on the Sunday, which was the first talk, which was Yarn Care for Now and Into the Future with Sharon King and Fiona Burks, and it was very, very interesting. I obviously did know a few things already in regards to blocking and storage and stuff like that, but I did learn a few new things, which was great as well. Just that general knowledge of how to care for things, how to sort of store, which was interesting because obviously, as you can see, I do have a lot of my very pretty hanks just out in the open, but I do have these really cool cedar wood blocks, which are great, and they did mention that these are great too. Just any sort of moth repellents, obviously, which is really good. But it was just a really good talk, and they highlighted a few products that were being sold by other vendors there on the day, on the whole weekend, which was also great because I had been thinking about one of them and they totally sold me on it after they talked it through, which was this absolutely gorgeous book by Flora Collingwood Norris, and it's the Visible Creative Mending. And so all of that is about mending on garments and stuff that have like a hole, or that's a great image. So socks are a really big one because obviously they can wear and tear and stuff like that, and you get holes. And the idea is to work into it and to weave over it with thread or whatever else you have handy, I guess is the idea, and then to create a patch over the hole. And the whole idea is that it's visible. You can see it. We're saying loud and proudly that we fix the things that we own, that we may have handmade ourselves. And I think it's just a really, really lovely connection with that idea of making, because not only making but also keeping, and keeping those things that we love safe to last that little bit longer, which was really lovely. And she, on her stall, I'm assuming Flora was wearing the absolutely amazing jeans I've ever seen, which were just covered in different types of stitches and mending, and yeah, they were really, really lovely. So yeah, I'd been thinking about getting the book, and then after they spoke about it when the two ladies were doing the talk, I was like, yeah, I'm gonna go get it because it does sound really, really good. And then my last product to show is this little bottle here. Now this is a British owned yarn sort of blocking wash company, and it's called Yarn Food, and they had loads of different types, but they spoke about all the different range that they carry at the talk. And the gentleman from the Yarn Food stall had actually come into the talk and introduced himself and everything. It was just really nice to see sort of people in the businesses coming from all different sides, I guess, because this of course is very, very different from what I usually see. And I use Soak and other brands like that to do my blocking, but this I found really interesting. This is, this is a sock wash, and so it's natural, no rinse detergent for handmade socks. It has tea tree in it, which makes it, it's antimicrobial with tea tree oil, so it's antibacterial and things like that, which is great for socks because of course we do wear them on our feet and things can't be helped with bacteria and things like that with our feet. So it's really great to know that I'm washing my socks, going to be washing my socks in something just that with a little bit of extra care to keep them going for longer. And it even has really detailed instructions on the bottle, and yeah, I was super happy with this product, and a smashing price at £7.99. So that's Yarn Food, and yeah, brilliant. Absolutely loved them. It was great learning about all the different types of washes and things that they had, which was just included at the end of the talk. So yeah, that's everything I bought. Like I said, stayed within my means and I didn't go overboard. I just did have a really, really lovely time, and it was great talking to people and learning about what people were doing. A real interesting one for me was the Crafters for Climate, and it was the organisation is two people in different businesses who came together, and it's called Knit the Stripes. Again, I'm going to note everything down below, so don't worry if you're trying to keep up with me talking. But they had this beautiful exhibit of knitted stripes in all these different colours, and what it did was it ranged all the way from something like a year in the 80s to right up to now, each strip of every year. And what it did was it showed the climate change in especially going into warmer climates. So naturally, and for the 80s and 90s, it was relatively blue, and then all the way down near years closer to us, it's just very, very red. It was very, very interesting. They do have, it's here in the book. I should have showed a picture before I try to explain that, because, sorry, I'm lost in all the patterns. Here we go. So here it is in the book, and as you can see, it's very, well, blue tones, lighter tones, and very, very slowly you see it just gets very, very, very red. And the wonderful lady on their stall spoke to me all about it, and I thought it was absolutely brilliant to just visually see that effect of how things are changing with the climate, and they are getting worse. Things aren't as they should be in the natural world, and so it was very, very interesting. And yeah, she asked me, like, how do you find seeing it exhibited in this way? Do you think it's effective? And I was like, yeah, it's very effective, because it's just so visual, and you really can, it was right there, you could see the change. So no, that was very, very interesting. A lot of people doing amazing work in the yarn community out there, everyone, very much to see, I would say. Yes. Okay, I'm going to add in some clips at the end here if I haven't included them in when I've been talking about the show. They're adorable. And yeah, that's it. This was my Yarndale experience. It was absolutely amazing. I'm really, really glad that I went. It was totally worth it. Once again, the show organisers have pulled off an absolutely amazing show up in Yorkshire, and it was just really beautiful being in Skipton town as well, and seeing sheeps in the rolling hills of the lovely Yorkshire area. It was just a really, really lovely time away, and I am glad to be home, but I'm definitely glad that I went. Thanks everybody for watching. I'm Rebecca Louise of Rebecca Louise Knits, and this has been my Yarndale haul and experience. Thanks everyone.